Let us recall the procedure of Nyquist plot. So the first thing is we have to consider the open loop transfer function. Open loop transfer function is nothing but it is g of s into h of s. In the problem they can give anything. They can give characteristic equation, they can give closed loop transfer function. Sometimes directly they may give even open loop transfer function. In such cases, directly we can take open loop transfer function. If it is in other form like characteristic equation or closed loop transfer function, then we have to consider open loop transfer function. So already you know the condition 1 plus g of s h of s is equal to 0, g of s h of s is equal to minus 1. So minus 1 plus j0. This critical point we will be solving, hence we have to consider left hand part, it is g of s into h of s, that is open loop transfer function. And then sometimes directly they will ask, discuss the stability using Nyquist plots. In that time again you check whether they asked open loop transfer function or not. If they are asking open loop transfer function directly, then take the question and solve directly. So in this problem, discuss closed loop stability for open loop transfer function. In the problem itself is given the open loop transfer function. So open loop transfer function is g of s h of s will be equal to 25 divided by s into 1 plus 0.1 s 1 plus 0.05 s. So directly you can solve using open loop transfer function. This is the first step, considering open loop transfer function. Second step is, once if you consider the open loop transfer function, calculate the poles and zeros. Once if you calculate the poles and zeros, you have to write a Nyquist contour in S-plane. Nyquist contour in S-plane. That is the second thing what we are doing is S-plane or just J omega plane. Both are same. So here we are finding P RHS. Number of poles and right hand side of the Nyquist plane. That we will be calculating in the second step. Then after that mapping. Mapping is the conversion of Nyquist plot in S-plane to Nyquist plot in g of s h of s plane. There will be some calculations in mapping. So one of the thing is similar, it is analogous to calculating a polar plot where omega will be varying from 0 to infinity. Wherever that condition is there, it is analogous to polar plot and it is easy to solve. You will be solving in form of segments. Then after that you will be plotting Nyquist plot in g of s h of s plane. After plotting Nyquist plot in g of s h of s plane, you will be calculating whether there is any encirclements on the negative real axis or not. If there is any encirclements, then you have to locate critical point minus 1 plus j0 using the phase angle condition. Phi is equal to minus 180 degree at omega is equal to omega p. After that, we will be calculating what is the magnitude of the plot. Once if you know the magnitude of the plot, we can locate the critical point whether it is before the plot or after the plot. Then after that, we will be finding the Nyquist stability criterion n minus 1 plus j0 is equal to z RHS minus p RHS. Whenever closed loop stability exists, z RHS will be 0 and we will be finding LHS and RHS. N minus 1 plus j0 is equal to minus p RHS. So if LHS is equal to RHS, the system is stable, otherwise the system is unstable. Let us see in the problem how we will be actually calculating the values. So the first thing is we have considered the open loop transfer function. Then we have to calculate what are the poles and zeros. Poles, what are the poles here? Denominator functions will give us the pole and numerator function will give us the zeros. Here denominator function s is equal to 0, that is one pole. Then 1 plus 0.1 s is equal to 0. So I will write here 1 plus 0.1 s is equal to 0, 1 is equal to minus 0.1 s. So s is equal to minus 1 by 0.1, it will be minus 10. So minus 10 is another pole. This function we have calculated. Also second thing, 1 plus 0.05 s is equal to 0, it will be minus 20. The same thing. This you have to do in within fraction of seconds. Then zeros, or I don't write zeros. If I write 0 here, it is understood that there is a 0 at origin. So in order to avoid confusion, I will write nil. Nil means there is no zeros, there is no factors in numerator except the constant term. Then next step is Nyquist plot in S-plane. So I will be writing Nyquist plot in S-plane. How to write that? First procedure, this is sigma, this is j omega, and this is S-plane. You have seen the different types of contours of Nyquist. So what basically it will tell, if any poles lies on left hand side of the S-plane, then the system is stable. So it is one of the mathematical concept of stability. That too, if any complex poles lies on left hand side of the S-plane, in other words, negative real part, otherwise the system will be unstable. If it is on imaginary axis, the system is marginally stable. If it is on right hand side, the system is unstable. Nyquist has developed the contour where the contour will be going whenever the system is unstable or not. So here also we will be tracking whether there is any poles or zeros on imaginary axis, whether there is any poles or zeros on right hand side of the S-plane. So this is a concept what Nyquist has developed. First let us locate the poles. How many poles are there? There are 3 poles. One is 0. Poles are denoted by into mark. This is a represent for poles, and zeros, just they are located as zeros. So same thing, this is 0, minus 10 and minus 20. So this is the location of poles in S-plane. After that, we have to write the Nyquist plot. Here there is a pole at origin. Don't start at 0. Don't start at 0. What you have to do is, you have to start at some other point. Some other point, the radius will be almost equal to 0. So here our journey starts. What I will do is, first I will search whether there is any poles or 0 on imaginary axis or not. This is imaginary axis, whether there is any poles or zeros or not. From 0 I will go up to infinity. Infinity I cannot show here, it will be infinite. So some limitations will be there, this is infinity. So I will be starting at omega is equal to 0, then I will go up to omega is equal to infinity, then this is positive imaginary axis, then I will search entire right half of the S-plane, So if I take linear, it will be at some point, hence I have to take curvature here, because I will be searching entire right half of S-plane, then after that I will go to negative imaginary axis. So this radius will be, I need to define a function since it is a curvilinear. So I will define a function r e to the power of j theta, and the r tends to infinity. This means I am searching entire right half of the S-plane, whether there is any poles or zeros. Then I will go to minus infinity. So here omega is equal to minus infinity. Then I will search entire negative imaginary axis. Then again I will take a small bypass since there is a pole at origin. This bypass will be infinitesimally small. So r tends to 0. This is the radius of that. Then this is the last segment. I will be coming again back to 0. This radius is very small. Why I have taken a bypass means there is a pole at origin. So this is a case at pole at origin. There is another case, no pole at origin. If there is no pole at origin, you need not take any bypass. So these are the Nyquist contour in S-plane. Basically, just we are searching whether there is any poles or zeros at just stable or just unstable or unstable system. That means we are searching imaginary axis after imaginary axis. That means right hand side of the S-plane. In imaginary axis also, if there is any poles or zeros, the system is neither stable nor unstable. So we don't want that condition. We want entirely the system should be stable. Hence we will consider this as a diagram. Then after that To analyze this mathematically, I will define the segments. So this I will call it as segment 1. For naming purposes, what I will do is, I will name this is OA, and this is B, and this is C, D, and E. This is the first segment, OA. ABC is the second segment, which is a circular contour. Then CD is a third segment. DEO is the fourth segment. Just to analysis mathematically, I have defined all the segments. I need to check another condition, whether there is any pole at right hand side or not. If there is any poles at right hand side, there is an origin, but strictly I am speaking on right hand side. If there is any pole at right hand side, no, there is no pole, nil. Sometimes you can write 0. There is no pole at origin, hence here open loop stability exists. The problem will not stop here. This is just a data what we need. Here we need to analyze this plot for closed loop stability. Hence the problem will not stop here. It will be continued. In order to write the closed loop stability, I have to want n minus 1 plus j0. I have to locate the critical point. In order to locate the critical point, I need to have a plot, Nyquist plot in G of S, H of S plane. So this is only 2 cases. Out of 2 cases, any one case will be existed here. So basically what I am doing is I am searching entire right half of the S plane, that's all. Then second thing is mapping. Mapping is a procedure where you will be converting, you will be transforming Nyquist plot in S plane to Nyquist plot in G of S, H of S plane. This is nothing but mapping. So mapping, I will take all the segments. I have named 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Because for this only I have named 1, 2, 3, 4. First I will be considering segment 1. What is segment 1? Segment 1 is OA. OA is the plot, in other words, it is a Nyquist plot, or it is a just contour, or it is a just polar plot of omega varying from 0 to infinity. It is simply a polar plot, and the procedure is also same. What we will do is replace or put S is equal to j omega, omega varies from, this sentence is important, omega varies from where to where? 0 to infinity. Omega varies from 0 to infinity. What is the actual procedure in polar plot? We will be replacing S with j omega. So G of j omega, H of j omega will be equal to 25 divided by 1 plus 0.1 j omega. There is also S term, j omega into 1 plus 0.1 j omega into 1 plus 0.05 j omega. This is the polar plot replacing S with j omega. Let us find out what is the magnitude. Magnitude of j omega will be equal to, what is the magnitude? Magnitude will be, magnitude for a complex number x plus iy will be equal to square root of real part square plus imaginary part square. So if you take a complex number x plus iy, magnitude will be square root of real part square plus imaginary part square, and phase angle will be equal to tan inverse of imaginary part by real part. So this is the how we will be writing the magnitude for a magnitude and phase angle for a complex number x plus iy. The same thing here. First I will take 25. 25 can be expressed in a complex form. 25 plus j0. What is the magnitude for that? 25 square plus 0 square. So it will be 25 only. 25 divided by, again j omega plus 0. The magnitude will be omega only. Omega into square root of real part square plus imaginary part square. Again here also the square root of real part square plus imaginary part square. So this is the magnitude and phase angle. This is magnitude. Then what is the phase angle? phase angle phi will be equal to magnitude of numerator again 25 plus j0, it is 25, tan inverse of imaginary part by real part, tan inverse of imaginary part is 0, 0 by anything is 0, tan inverse of 0 is 0, I won't write here. Next, second thing, denominator omega is there, omega by 0, anything by 0 is infinity, tan inverse of infinity is 90, since it is in denominator I will take to numerator 90 degree minus, then tan inverse of, it is also in denominator, real part is 0.1, imaginary part is 0.1 omega divided by 1, it is 0.1 omega minus tan inverse of 0.05 omega. We have to find out what is the magnitude when omega is equal to 0. What is the magnitude when omega is equal to 0? See here, if you give omega is equal to 0, anything by 0 is infinity, anything by 0 is infinity, so magnitude at omega is equal to 0 is infinity. Similarly, magnitude at omega is equal to infinity is, anything by infinity is 0, that we have calculated. Then what is the phase angle at omega is equal to 0? Here if you give 0, this is 0, this is 0, tan inverse of 0, 0, tan inverse of 0, 0. Only thing is we got minus 90 degree, and phase angle at omega is equal to infinity. Tan inverse infinity 90, tan inverse infinity 90, so minus 90, minus 90, minus 90, it will be minus 270 degree. So this is a condition what we want. This is final calculations or transformation part of OA in S plane to OA in G of S H of S plane. So remember these values always. Tan inverse of 0 is 0 degree, tan inverse of infinity is 90 degree, tan inverse of minus infinity is minus 90 degree, and tan inverse of minus 0 is 180 degree. These things you have to know, because you won't get this in calculator. So these values you have to remember. This is a basic trigonometric function what we have solved. Then segment 2. What is a segment 2? Segment 2 is this A, B, C. It is a circular contour A, B, C. What is the function here? I have used a special type of function r e to the power of j theta. Here I cannot solve this plot using a polar plot. So replace S is equal to r e to the power of j theta, where r tends to infinity. That is the limit of r will go up to infinity, and theta varies from. So I need to obtain what is the theta here. So it is going in counterclockwise direction. No, it is going in clockwise direction. You have to locate the angle. So it is 0. This is minus 90. This is minus 180. And this is minus 270. So it is starting at minus 270. Then again minus 360 and minus 450. Minus 270 to minus 450 degree, that is the angle coverage. Theta varies from minus 270 degree to minus 440 degree, and angle coverage theta is equal to 180 degree. This value is important. 180 degree, it is going in clockwise direction. 180 degree clockwise. This value is important. How did you got 180 degree? 180 degree is this minus 450 minus of minus 270. So how much? Minus 180. So minus indicates it is in clockwise direction. So only for this problem I will be writing. Rest of the problem, this step is common. Okay, I will be replacing the values. G of r e to the power of j theta into h of r e to the power of j theta will be equal to, what is the numerator? 25 divided by r e to the power of j theta into 1 plus 0.1 r e to the power of j theta, 1 plus 0.05 r e to the power of j theta. Again, we are using calculus, limits and continuity. If you consider r tends to infinity, this is a limit. If you consider this, what happens? 25 divided by, retain this value, r e to the power of j theta into, compare whether 1 is greater or infinity is greater. Here infinity is greater. Infinity into anything is again infinity. So this value is dominated rather than 1. Hence consider this value r e to the power of j theta, because you are using r tends to infinity. So that's why you have to use this. Again here infinity into anything is infinity. 1 is smaller compared to infinity. So r e to the power of j theta. Now you apply limit. Apply limit, r tends to infinity. What happens? Simplification part is important. 25 divided by infinity into infinity into infinity, again infinity. Then e to the power of j theta, j theta, j theta. It has the same base, but indexes are different. You can add the index j theta plus j theta plus j theta. It is 3j theta. If you take that to a numerator, in the numerator it will be 25 by r e to the power of minus 3j theta. So this is the simplification part. And once if you apply limit, what is the magnitude at r tends to infinity? Here you will be searching at infinity only, right hand side. The maximum limit is infinity. You will be going up to infinite in right hand side. Hence, what is the magnitude at r tends to infinity? If you give infinity here, it will be 0. And what is the phase angle? How to calculate phase angle? Here there is a e to the power of minus 3j theta. It can be written as cos 3 theta minus j sin 3 theta. So cis of minus theta, cos theta minus j sin theta, like that. Here we have written cis of 3 theta, cis of minus 3 theta we have solved. What is the phase angle here? Phase angle is equal to tan inverse of imaginary part, it is sin 3 theta with minus divided by real part, cos 3 theta. So tan inverse of sin by cos, again tan. So tan of minus x, it will be like this. So tan inverse tan will get cancelled. You will be left out with only minus 3 theta. Minus 3 theta right here, minus 3 theta. What is minus 3? What is theta? Theta here it is 180 degree. This value we have written here. And 3 into 180 is minus 540 degree here. What is minus 540? Minus indicates the reverse direction. Here it is in clockwise direction. This should be in counterclockwise direction. So 540 degree counterclockwise direction. So here this value is important. The direction will be based on this. In sometimes you can directly write here, this step is not required, but angle should be correct. Angle should be correct. Most of the cases, for all, this contour has an angle of 180 degree clockwise direction, and this contour will have 180 degree counterclockwise direction. So next let us see segment 3. What is segment 3? Segment 3 is CD, and what is the angle? Again the same thing, put S is equal to j omega, and omega varies from minus 0 to minus infinity. Again it is a reverse of this, only it is a mirror image about the real axis. That's all. Hence we need not solve this, because actually this problem itself is lengthy. If you solve this, again 1 minute or 2 minutes get wasted. Hence what we will write is, it is replica of segment 1 OA. So this is a conclusion we will draw for third segment, that is CD. Then fourth segment, sir, can I write replica of segment 2? No, because the limits will be changed here. Here the limit is r e to the power of j theta, r tends to infinity, capital R larger value. Here small r e to the power of j theta, r tends to 0, small r small value, like this you remember. Capital R infinity, small r 0. limits is changed here. Since the limits is changed, you cannot do replica here because the angle coverage will be different. Let us solve segment 4. What is segment 4? Segment 4 is DEO. What is DEO? Again, it is segment 4. It is a small circle which is bypassing the pole at origin. Since there is a pole at origin, this is like devil. You won't go nearer to devil. You will take some bypass. That's all. The same concept also here. And here the condition is, since it is a curve or circular interpolation, replace S is equal to small r e to the power of j theta, where r tends to 0. What is the second condition? That is important. Theta. Theta varies from. Theta varies from. Since it is a counterclockwise circular interpolation, what we will take is, we will measure angle in counterclockwise direction only. This is in counterclockwise direction. So 0, this chalk piece, orange color chalk piece indicates counterclockwise direction. This is 90, this is 180, plus 180, this is 270, 270. The angle will be starting at 272, 360, 450. So theta varies from 270 degree to 450 degree, and angle coverage, very important data, angle coverage, theta is equal to 180 degree counterclockwise. So this value is 180 degree counterclockwise, but this value is 180 degree clockwise. That is very important here. And whenever you are measuring angles in counterclockwise direction, you have to take positive angles. That means 0, 90, 180 like that. Whenever you are measuring angles in clockwise direction, it is like this: 0, minus 90, minus 180. So for counterclockwise it is positive, for clockwise it is negative. Again, it is a recalling of your second PUC concepts. The same thing here, we measured angles in positive, since it is a counterclockwise circular interpolation. Let us solve the same thing, whether the angle coverage is 180 degree or not. Let us check. Theta is equal to 450 minus 270, then upper limit minus lower limit. It will be 180 degree. You got 180 positive. Positive indicates it is counterclockwise. So very important. Only for this problem I will be showing. Rest of the problem directly I will write 180 degree counterclockwise. Let us solve this. G of r e to the power of j theta, h of r e to the power of j theta will be equal to 25 divided by small r e to the power of j theta, 1 plus 0.1 small r e to the power of j theta, 1 plus 0.05 small r e to the power of j theta. Same story, but only thing is applying limit is different here. Consider r tends to 0. If you consider r tends to 0, 25 whole number directly write, divided by r e to the power of j theta, retain it. Here compare again, you are applying for smaller value. R is 0, that is smaller value. 1 is greater or 0 is greater. Here 1 is greater. Greater one you have to consider in limit as per conventions. Next here again 1 plus 0.05. Again same thing, 1 will be greater. So 25 divided by, if I apply limit, 25 divided by small r e to the power of minus j theta. So what is the magnitude? Magnitude at r tends to 0 is infinity, because anything by 0 is infinity. And what is the phase angle? Phase angle is e to the power of minus j theta, cos theta minus j sin theta. Oh, what is the phase angle? Tan inverse of imaginary part minus sin theta divided by real part cos theta. So tan inverse of minus tan theta. So remaining is minus theta. So here phase angle I will be writing minus theta. Here only I will directly write minus theta 180 degree, yes, clockwise, 180 degree clockwise. This is a phi. Very important thing here, again, since you got negative, you have changed the direction. So here all the 4 segments are completed. Then we are towards an end of this problem, but this is not an end. Anyhow, we have to move for an end now. Let us see the next procedure. Next procedure is Nyquist plot in G of S, H of S plane. And one thing you have to be careful in solving this problem. If you go wrong in any one of the step, then gone case. Because here you will be going wrong. Instead of 180, if you take 90, instead of 180 into 3, if you take 360, gone. These steps are very important. Most of the steps are repeated, like these statements are all repeated in all the problems. And please be cautious while solving the magnitude and phase angle. You won't get values if you solve this in calculator. You won't get value infinity in calculator. You will get math error. You won't get tan inverse of infinity in your calculator. So that is a problem. So some of the values you have to remember and some of the interpretations you have to do. Then the last step, Nyquist plot in G of S, H of S plane. And please know what is the significance of this plot. What is the significance of this plot? You will be finding n minus 1 plus j0 here. What is the significance of this plot? Here you will be finding P or Hs. That's all. If you know the significance, you can easily write these things. Let us solve this plot. This is the imaginary axis, this is a real axis. Real axis I will call it as sigma. This is j omega. This is G of S, H of S plane. And this plot I am writing here because of space constraint, because I cannot rub this, because I need this interpretation at the later stage. That's why I am writing this, just you understand the concept. First, segment 1. What is a segment 1? You also start plotting this, please. Otherwise, you will get confused. First, you write the quadrant, sigma and j omega. After that, see the Nyquist plot in S plane and find out what is the first segment. What is the first segment? First segment is OA, and these are the answer. At omega is equal to 0, it is at infinity. That means it is coming from infinity. It is coming from somewhere else. Where it is coming? For that, you have to locate the angle. The direction, you have to locate the angles. So 0. What is the first thing? It is minus 90 degree. Minus 90 degree means you have to go in clockwise. 0. This is minus 90. So I got minus 90. So it is coming infinitely from minus 90. So that means I will be writing like this. This is the first segment. Then that data is not sufficient for me. This is minus 180. Where it will stop? Where it will stop? It will be stopping at minus 270 degree. Minus 270 degree. So this is minus 270 degree at 0, at pole or at origin, we can say. See here, it will be starting from here. How many quadrants I have to move? What is the direction of the plot? Since it is starting at minus 90 degree and ending at minus 270 degree, the plot may start like this. If you start like this, it will be a counterclockwise contour. It cannot be possible. It might be possible. Let us check that also. Here another thing, 90 and 270. This is clockwise path. Let us check. Let us check. Why to take risk? Let us check. What is the upper limit? Minus 270. What is the lower limit? Minus 90. Minus 270 minus of minus 90. It will be minus 180 degree. Minus 180 degree means minus indicates clockwise. So this plot should be clockwise and it should cover 180 degree. It should cover 180 means it should cover 2 quadrants. If I take like this, it is going in counterclockwise direction, so not possible at all. The only thing is this one, this is a first segment. Practically speaking, it should go end at 0, but since there is a pole at origin, we need not to disturb the devils. Hence, I will stop somewhere here. This is OA and this is segment 1. Here, omega is equal to, before that, here, don't locate omega, you will get confused. Locate the magnitude. Magnitude at omega is equal to 0, and here, magnitude at omega is equal to infinity. Usually, I won't write these two steps because that segment 1 is correct only. Then segment 2, what is segment 2? Segment 2 is this. Here the magnitude will be 0. Yes, it is almost nearer to 0, accepted. Then what is the direction? Direction is 540 degree. How to take 540 degree? Let us see 90 degree. So this is a quadrant, 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. Let us solve first easy thing. 360 degree. This is 360 degree, a circle. 360 degree, it will be a circle. Then 180 degree, semicircle. This is 180 degree, semicircle. 90 degree, quarter circle. This is 90 degree. And what is this 540 degree? 540 degree is a circle. A circle is 360 degree and then a vertical and this vertical. This is 90 plus 90. So 360 plus 90 plus 90, it is 540 degree. So that is a plot for 540 degree. A circle with two lines. I will see. Let us see how to locate this. It is a simple, I will write like this. First it will go 90 degree like this, then a 360 degree, then again a 90 degree. So the same thing I will write here. First 90 degree, it will sit here, then a circle, then again a 90 degree. So this is 540 degree counterclockwise. This is 540 degree. So segment B here, segment ABC, segment 2, 540 degree counterclockwise. Then after that, segment 3 is a replica of segment 1. Just I will write the same replica of segment 1, and this is segment 3, this is CD. It is almost nearer to 90 degree. It is almost nearer to 270 degree. Why we are not touching? Because it is coming from infinity. It should be parallel to this line. Where you will locate infinity here? That's why I have started parallel to. This is parallel to negative imaginary axis. Here also this is parallel to this positive imaginary axis. Then after that, the last segment, once if you draw these three segments correctly, then automatically segment 4 will be corrected. How means I will check. What is the last segment? Infinity, magnitude. This is infinity. And what is the angle coverage? It is covering only two quadrants. Practically speaking, let us think it is on y-axis. It is covering 180 degree. And this is last segment. This is segment 4. And for this software you have MATLAB. For this plot you have MATLAB software. In the MATLAB, this is very small. You can see, visualize this. Don't worry, I will solve some of the assignment in MATLAB. You will be solving all those things. This is last segment, segment 4. It is DEO. All the 4 segments are written here. We transformed Nyquist plot in S-plane to Nyquist plot in G of S, H of S plane. And let us ready to find out what is the encirclements about the critical point -1 plus J0. Let us find out where is -1 plus J0. -1 plus J0 is always on negative real axis, correct? Yes, -1. Always on negative real axis. We need to calculate encirclement at critical point. By the assumption we know the critical point will be always towards negative real axis. First let us find out there is any encirclement on negative real axis or not. What is this encirclement? Encirclement is the plot crossing the negative real axis. Check whether the plot is crossing negative real axis or not. Sir, how to check? Plot, the whole plot you cannot say. Only segments, segment wise you check whether the segments are crossing negative real axis or not. Here segments are crossing negative real axis, which is that this segment 1 is crossing negative real axis. Segment 2, no, it is nearer to 0, don't take. Segment 3, yes, segment 3 is also crossing negative real axis. Segment 4, it is right hand side, leave that part. Only segment 1 and segment 3 are crossing negative real axis, because of which there is an encirclement about the negative real axis. Just I will write, I am an engineer, Baba. Encirclements, this is a concept. Here, interpretation, just I will write, since there is an encirclement, since there is an encirclement about negative real axis. Why we take a negative real axis? Why can't positive real axis? Because -1 plus J0 is located on negative real axis. That's why we have taken on negative real axis. Since there is an encirclement, how you got an encirclement? Again repetition. Segment 1 and segment 3 crossing negative real axis. The plot is crossing negative real axis. Plot is crossing means segment is crossing. That's all. About the negative real axis, hence, what you have to do is, sometimes the segments will not cross negative real axis. The next problem, probably, problem number 2, none of the segments will be crossing negative real axis. In that case, directly you can write n-1 plus j0 equal to 0 itself, in this step only, without locating the magnitude. Hence, here, since it is crossing, hence, critical point -1 plus j0 is to be located. You have to locate the critical point. Let us locate the critical point. To locate critical point -1 plus j0. This is a part of this. This is a part of this. How to locate? Where is the critical point? Somewhere here. What is the condition? Let us see what is the critical point. What is the magnitude of critical point? So -1 plus j0, magnitude will be always equal to 1. And what is the angle? Tan inverse of -0. So it is 180 degree. Since it is located in denominator, it is -180 degree. So the condition is, first you write the phase angle. What is the phase angle? Phase angle will be -90 minus tan inverse of 0.1 omega minus tan inverse of 0.05 omega. What is the condition? At omega is equal to omega p, phi is equal to -180 degree. This is a condition. There is another condition. What is another condition? At -1 plus j0, imaginary part equal to 0. That is two conditions. Either you can use two conditions, but here I will be using phase angle condition. In the calculator, solve option is there. Directly you will get the answer here. So -180 degree will be equal to -90 minus tan inverse of 0.1 omega p minus tan inverse of 0.05 omega p. This is a condition. Then 90 I will shift here. -180 plus 90 is -90 minus tan inverse of 0.1 omega p minus tan inverse of 0.05 omega p. Take tan on both sides and multiply by negative. So multiply by negative and take tan on both sides. So tan 90 will be equal to tan inverse of 0.1 omega p plus tan inverse of 0.05 omega p. So how to solve this? This part will become A and this part will become B. So tan of A plus B will be equal to tan A plus tan B divided by 1 minus tan A tan B. So the same thing I will apply here. Tan A, tan of tan inverse 0.1 omega p, tan of tan inverse will get cancelled. I will get only 0.1 omega p plus 0.05 omega p divided by 1 minus tan A tan B. 1 minus tan A is 0.1 omega p, tan B is 0.05 omega p. So this value will be 1 by 0. 1 by 0 is infinity. This will go here and this will go here. So 1 minus 0.1 into 0.05 omega p square equal to 0. Omega p square will be equal to 200 and omega p will be equal to square root of 200. Square root of 200 is 14.14 radian per second. What we have calculated? We have calculated omega p, but what we want magnitude. What is the magnitude at omega p? So magnitude at omega p. So what is magnitude m? M will be equal to 25 divided by omega p into square root of 1 plus 0.1 omega p square into square root of 1 plus 0.05 omega p square. Substitute omega p square is equal to 14.14 here. Then you will get an answer. This answer will be equal to 0.83. We have a magnitude plot. The magnitude plot for this will be explained in the concept of frequency domain specification. So whenever you have a magnitude like this is a magnitude minus 1 plus j0. This is a magnitude m is equal to 1 circle. It will be round. Initially, always first you locate critical point minus 1 plus j0. What is the magnitude of minus 1 plus j0? It is a circle. So this is magnitude 1 plot. Magnitude is equal to 1 here, and since the magnitude is equal to 1, the plot will be always here. So this plot is having magnitude less than 1, but this one plot will be always here. It is fixed. Here also the same thing. We are locating reverse. First we are locating magnitude 1 plot here. Based on that we are telling where is the polar plot might be. Here this plot is inside minus 1 plus j0. Here we are analyzing in ulta fashion. Since magnitude is less than 1, 0.83, that means it is less than 1. Since it is less than 1, the critical point, where is the critical point? The critical point will be after this plot, because this plot is having magnitude less than 1, 0.83. Critical point will be more than this. So for this I will write like this. This plot is having 0.83, so magnitude less than 1, because of which critical point will be here after the plot. Got it? See here, this is m less than 1 plot, critical point after the plot. What about here? If m is greater than 1, this is m is greater than 1, this is m is greater than 1. The critical point will be inside this. So before the plot, critical point is before the plot. So this is a condition for magnitude less than 1, critical point after the plot, critical point before the plot. So this concept is important here. So let us interpret the same thing. Since the value of magnitude is less than 1, what we have written is, we have written critical point here. So comment for this is since magnitude of plot less than 1, the critical point minus 1 plus j0 is located after the plot. So this is a comment, so we have located here. Then after this, by Nyquist criterion, Nyquist stability criterion. What is Nyquist stability criterion? N minus 1 plus j0 will be equal to Z RHS minus P RHS. Whenever you want any closed loop stability to be existed, this should be always 0. Z RHS will be always 0 because closed loop stability. I will make initially that itself is 0, then N minus 1 plus j0 is equal to P RHS. Let it be minus. So where you got N minus 1 plus j0? It is in G of S, H of S plane. Where you got P RHS? In S plane. So Nyquist plot in S plane, Nyquist plot in G of S, H of S plane. Got it? Nyquist plot in S plane, P RHS. What is P RHS? This concept. P RHS is nil. Nil is nothing but 0. And what is the encirclement about the critical point? Here encirclement about the critical point. There are two encirclements here, but at the critical point is located after this plot, because of which you won't get any encirclements here. So 0 is equal to 0, LHS is equal to RHS. If it is 0 is equal to 0 means ZRHS, if you calculate, it will be 0. Since both are same, the system is stable. So this is what is the condition for Nyquist stability, and what we want desired solution is this one only. Here the system is stable. We are making this one N minus 1 plus j0 is equal to ZRHS minus PRHS, because of which these steps are important. First we located poles at RHS. Poles at RHS is located in Nyquist plot in S plane. Nyquist plot in S plane. We got poles at RHS. Then we want encirclements about the critical point minus 1 plus j0. Since we need encirclements, we need to transform Nyquist plot in S plane to Nyquist plot in G of S, H of S plane. That process is called as mapping. We have done mapping for this. After the mapping, we got the values. We plot the Nyquist plot in G of S, H of S plane. Once if we plot the Nyquist plot in G of S, H of S plane, the problem will not stop. You have to check whether there is any encirclement about the critical point minus 1 plus j0. Sir, what is this? At this point of time, I don't know what is the critical point. Because of which you need to check whether there is any encirclement about negative real axis or not. If there is any encirclement, that means the segments will be crossing negative real axis. Here, segment 1 and segment 3 are crossing the negative real axis. Since it is crossing the negative real axis, it is making encirclements about the near real axis. Because of which you have to locate minus 1 plus j0 critical point. If it is not crossing, nothing. Directly n minus 1 plus j0 is equal to 0. Here also you can write, according to Nyquist criterion, write this finished. The solution is finished. Since it is crossing, you have to locate the magnitude of critical point. What is the magnitude of critical point? Magnitude of critical point is you got when omega is equal to omega p. We will be getting magnitude 1 at phase crossover point. So that is the thing. How to get that? This is the condition. Phi is equal to minus 90 minus tan inverse of 0.5 omega p. Substitute omega is equal to omega p. You will get phi. This is the value what you got. Magnitude value 0.83, which is less than 1. Interpretation for that I explained. Since it is having less than 1 magnitude, the critical point will be located after the plot, because this value is greater than 1. This value is less than 1. Obviously, it should be after the plot. Critical point must be after the plot. The same thing interpretation. After the plot, there is no encirclement here. Hence, encirclement about the critical point minus 1 plus j0 in g of s h of s plane will be equal to 0. P RHS we find out 0. LHS is equal to RHS. The system is stable. Other part here, what we can do is, by substituting this value 25 into s into 1 plus 0.1s, 1 plus 0.05, you rationalize this. You separate real and imaginary part. Find out the imaginary part, equate it to 0, then also you will get the value. That is also possible. Imaginary part equal to 0. Here also you will get. First you need to rationalize the denominator, then you need to get, why we are rationalizing means to get whole number as a denominator. Since it is a whole number in the denominator, we can divide that to a real as well as imaginary part. The same thing we will be doing when imaginary part is equal to 0. This is also another condition. You can find out magnitude using this. Last problem probably I will be use this also, because there are 3 trigonometric functions, tan of a plus b plus c, that will be very difficult to solve. In that cases, you have to use imaginary part equal to 0 only. So this is about first problem in the Nyquist plot. Thank you.